Hi, friends. Don't I look cute? Ha! Oh, hey, I want you to see Cuddles. Oh, well, there he went. You know, the only way somebody else is ever going to see this cat is through a camera because he sure hides when anyone comes around. Now, why do I look like this? Well, maybe now you can see why I've been hiding. These are a CES unit, cranial electrostimulation, that I'm doing some research on to find out how useful or helpful it can be. And so I've got the band to keep my hair out of the way so these things will stick and not fall. Whatever. I downloaded some new toys and I thought I'd share them with you just for fun. How's that for an interesting effect? You gotta like purple and indigo, huh? Okay, and this is the one I started with, and then there's this one, which is a little much. I like this one better. Now, how's that for a rainbow effect? God. Okay, this one you've seen. That's the ghosty one. Now, hold your tummies. How would you like to watch me for 30 or 40 minutes doing this? I don't think we'll go there. Let's see. What else is new here? Oh, that's weird. I don't even know what they call it, but I can't even stand that. Let's see what else is new. Ah, well, you know, good enough. Okay, so we'll hang out here, I guess. It disguises me a wee bit, huh? It's an avatar. It's not who you are. It's not who I am. It's a toy we're playing with. Let's get more free to play with it, huh? Why not? I mean, these are the real avatars. Whoops, gotta calibrate first. These are the real avatars, I guess. I mean, you know, who wouldn't want to look like her? Or I've got another one, a lovely. I mean, golly gee. Even the spot she's in is so beautiful. But I guess maybe a lot of us feel more like this at times. Maybe not. Who wouldn't want to meet this guy? Okay, I guess this will do. I like the colors. What can I say? Alrighty then. What do I have to say? Well, I tell you what. I'm getting stacked up. I set aside things that I think are really cool and that I'd like you guys to see. And gosh, I've got half a dozen of them or more now, so I figure I'll get started sharing them. I don't just want to dump everything on you. But I find that Byron Katie is... I think she's doing a great job walking the earth as, you know, God disguised. We're all supposed to do that. We all have our special genius. And hers is so simple that it's amazing that she could make a life's work out of it when you look at the core of what she has. But when the core of what she has is something divine, sure, you can make a life's work of it. And there's something, you know, I'm finding more and more that as I go and I listen to the various teachers, if you will, here and there, those who have something to say that I find especially precious, I keep finding what I have to say reflected back to me. And it's kind of curious. We come at it from different directions. We take different paths. And we have different perspectives, but we're saying pretty much the same thing. And she shares with me the understanding that, and you know, she takes it to extremes, which is fine. I love it. You can do that. Everything is a blessing. Everything is a benefit, bar nothing. she made a statement that if someone chopped off her right arm, in that moment she'd be very glad that she has a left arm. And someone challenged her on it, and she gave the most beautiful response. So I'm not going to give you just links to a couple of videos. I'm also going to give you a link to something that came out in her newsletter where she's responding to that, and she's explaining how and why it is from her perspective that absolutely everything bar nothing is a blessing. And what's in the way is our beliefs. And as soon as those are adjusted and tuned up or eliminated, or, you know, whatever you want to say about it, it's the beliefs that are in the way. And it's up to each one to make new choices, whatever choices you will make, because you have your own particular identity and genius that you're here to bring to us. And you don't necessarily have to put your mug out in front of everybody and open your mouth and do it that way. Just by being who and what we are, we develop, we are such a strong radiance that it changes. It changes everything. Just by you being true to you, not knuckling under, not letting yourself be programmed anymore, you make a difference. And it's a difference that, see, we've got to remember, not only are we not this avatar here, blue lady, we are, well, none of our beliefs are correct. And that's kind of a big thing to swallow all at once, and so you don't, you know, you take it by bits and pieces. But if you listen to people like, beings like Byron Katie, Muji, Papaji, Gangaji, they all sing a coherent, harmonious tune. Adyashanti, you know, I don't often feel a lot of heart in him, but his way is different than my way. And so there are many that he will inspire that would not be inspired by me, and vice versa. And so the thing is not to be afraid to be you. And when people are true to themselves, you get something like a Byron Katie. Now, she's not better than you, or me, or anyone. Everyone, see, we've got to get rid of this idea that we're inferior or superior to anyone. It's really all just the one, and we're the different facets on the same crystal, if you will. And so it's not like somebody over there, you know, cutting somebody's arm off. That's you too. You're the cutter, you're the cutty, you're the observer, we're all of it. Only we don't get to see this until we quit making judgments and thinking all these crazy thoughts we've been programmed with that we believe. I mean, the thoughts aren't bad. They're just not worthy of being believed, huh? Can you go for that? Okay, so something is telling me to go and share with you this. Oh, hey, that makes sense. All right. It's called Being True to You. Imagine that. I didn't know I was giving an intro to this. This is from 9/21, the second one of that day. The Mayan day was 4 offering, or water. 4 will always be a very earthy number, the cube and all that. All right. And I even gave it a little, I forget what you call the little quote that people put in front of a chapter sometimes. It's by SacredSarah, who says, "Love yourself exactly as you are. Don't make any comparison between you and any other being." Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that what I just kind of said? Okay. Be with and be loyal to you, to who and what you are. What they are has nothing to do with this, does it? You are you. Well then, be that. It isn't difficult to do. It's more of a non-doing that is required to make it go smoothly, a non-looking at others, a non-comparing, and a generalized no to the mind and its desires. Let it be. You stay in heart and loyal to you only. It's enough. Let that sink in a moment. Isn't it beautiful just to let go and not worry about what other people think and realize that what they think, that's their problem. You know, that's their issue. To not be afraid anymore. Just to be who you are. All of us are very superior in some ways to what we find around us. And we're not here for no reason, and it's not all pointless. And the freedom that can be found with this non-looking at others and non-comparing is huge. Check it out. Prove it for yourself. Don't believe me. Okay. We all have our own divine wisdom. Capital W. Wisdom within. Even those you compare the self to. They have their own divine wisdom too. Of course, the question is, who's hearing it? Who's connecting with it? But anyway. Well, don't do that. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Your gifts to life are unique, are your own. They have nothing to do with his or her gifts to life. They are supportive behind the scenes, but not necessarily on the surface that's easily seen. Let what is be and quit trying to change it. Quit resisting life. Let that go. Your business is you. Stick to that and to heart, and it's enough. Others will either vibrate higher or lower than you or with you, and that's fine. Don't pollute your beautiful gifts, your true light, with something else. Be true to it and to you. You are worthy. Take it in. You are actually a great artist in your work to bring forth your special gifts. There's no one that doesn't have special gifts. No one. Yet, to allow them to flow in all of their purity and perfection, others will have to raise their vibration a notch or two. Don't get stuck on whether they're willing to do this or not. That is their business. You stick to you, to bringing forth what you are. Know that it's enough. In this will be found a very great joy, for what you bring forth is nothing less than divine. It has always been so, but so many failed due to failure to see, to expand out sufficiently to encompass the whole of you. We were taught we're so small, and so our vision was made small by our belief in that. Drop the belief. There is nothing you need do, nothing you need be beyond what you already are. Ignore mind and what it has to say about that. Hear this from heart. There is nothing you need do, nothing you need be, other than what you already are. Perfection is in you. but you must let it out. Must let it be what it is, and quit covering your light with this or that facade or shield. Time to be you, to be loyal to that. Your great heart kicks at the strictures, the way you keep it tied down, hushed up. It wants to be free to just sing its own song, not somebody else's song. You did not come here for that. Perfection simply is. Byron Katie knows this. Yet, have you seen it in you or in anything? Anyone? Ever? If so, that's great. You have found your way into heart vision or some aspect of that. There is no perfecting that needs to be done. Just a pure being of who and what you all are. Being, not doing, get the point. Go within. It makes sense from in there. Mind will object, but that's okay, ignore it. So, stop comparing right now. You have that choice. It does not compute from the higher dimensions to do that, to compare. It's worse than pointless, for it's often used as an excuse to be less than who you are, to take a detour into shyness or fear and the like. Utter nonsense. But will you see it? What will be your choice? It is there for you. The ball is in your court. Time to just be, my friends, to spread your wings and go free. To feel free to look like a fool like this. And no, it doesn't matter to not care, to just be in joy. This starts in large ways or small. It doesn't matter. Stop all comparisons. And that's what large and small are. Or larger and smaller. Just let be what is and be done with all comparing. You can do it right now, and it will make a difference in you. Then, one day when your vision is clearer and you look, you'll be able to see how all the small things that you chose to do and not to do bear their fruit. You'll then see just how magnificent you truly are. By then, much of the old programming to be small and miserable and alone will be gone. It won't be in your way, won't be clouding your vision. Right now, you may think that this or that in the outside world is holding you back. But then you'll see how it was just you doing that all along. You'll have your power back. Things are changing, are they not? If you don't yet perceive this, then you're still in mind and in sleeple state, which you aren't, or you wouldn't be working with these journals, taking them in. You wouldn't be able to stand them. They would make no sense. You'd be long gone if that was the case. No, you are waking up. We all are. Some notice, some don't. That's not your lookout, not your call. Just stick to you. How others respond is really their own business alone. Now, to mind, that may seem cold and aloof when it's anything but. It's empowering. So don't worry with such things. Just stick to heart. It's what will guide you every step of the way. But You've got to be quiet in order to hear what's going on there within. Guidance is presented to people pretty much 24/7, night and day. Can they hear or see it is the question, though. And you know, that's strictly up to them. In your case, it's up to you alone. Leave others alone for now to get it right with the self. You know, the mote in your eye has to go before you remove that plank out of your brother's eye there. There is a necessary coming out from among them that's got to be done. It may feel awkward and unpleasant, even depressing at times. I say, so what? Be loyal to you. Stay within. One day, it will come through to you with crystal clarity that all is well. We don't know consciously when, how, or where this will happen, but it will. If nothing else, when you cross over. At that point, and don't wait till you cross over, you can take, at that point, you can take a huge sigh as you let go. Let go of all you tried to influence and manipulate before. No need for that when all is quite perfect right now. Stay away from mind. Now, of course, mind says, well, how can that be so? Are you blind, deaf, and dumb? To ignore the peanut gallery, you are on to bigger and better things, which you do by just staying within. It all gets really simple, really. You'd be surprised. We all will. I get glimpses of it now and then. You do too. We all do. But the only one that needs to see them is you. Let other ones go. Let them be their lookout. You be yours. There is time enough to one day find out you are that. You are them. That there is no separate person here at all. Just don't rush such things. Source has it timed just right if you will just follow the flow. This isn't a mental awakening. Mind can't do it for you. You can do this, but it takes a concerted use of your free will. It will not just magically happen for you, chances are. Though anything is possible, the odds aren't in favor of that. There are many who make, and I've said make the mistake of playing a passive hand. I question that now. Mistake is a judgment. But anyway, they don't want to leave their comfort zone behind, perhaps. It's hard to know. Some of these are the ones who are convinced that Jesus or some other Savior will show up and make everything right. Others will believe in benevolent ETs who will come in and fix everything up. Now, personally, I find that sad. Here we are, gods or divine beings in our own right, waiting for some sort of rescue, perhaps on 12/21. Well, can you step back and take a good look at that? Are you able to disidentify with it enough to get a clear, unbiased view? For instance, are you willing to be wrong? To some, being right about things is so critically important that everything else falls by the way. They're so heavily invested in that they can't take an unbiased view. These are identified with their ego and its beliefs. Well, let them be. It's their choice, one they have the right to make for themselves. They have access to the same info, the same internet that you do. Do see that it is their own choices that brought them to where they are. You cannot change that anyway, and if you did, they would just change back at the very first challenge that came up. Let them be. Leave others alone. Look within. Go within and find yourself there. Let that be your mission for now. The rest will take care of itself. Truly, it will. And you will get to both watch it being done and see how you may be used to bring it about. Your avatar there. While it's true that you are not that ultimately, it's also true that it's fun to operate it, to get it set, beautifully centered in the heart flow. Some call this being danced. Works for me. You are going home. Home in your inner awareness, the only true home. Face it, you have many lifetimes, many avatars. Each one would call home some different place. It's not in 3D. You are spiritually awakening if that is your choice. You are plugging into higher and higher sources of light and of truth. If perhaps you stumble sometime, so do all. Make nothing of it. Stick with heart. Realize too that in order to plug in to these higher frequency sources, you must first unplug from the ones you were plugged into before. Your circuit board's all full up. All the cords are already plugged in. You're stuck until you unplug some of them. In order to be filled, one must first present the cup that is empty. So, there is a lot of letting go that is required here. First, letting go of trying to control others. You are up to it, but it must be recognized that it's a choice. If you don't make the choice, it won't be made for you, and you'll fall out of sync with the self you came here to be. So, this is a call to let go of others. Deny them space in your head, in your heart. Don't get to thinking it will be this way always. It won't. Stick with you and stick only with now. We have a lot of interlopers, squatters, and outright parasites that we've taken in. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, doesn't matter much to the final outcome. They are there. Many, if not all of them, must be evicted for your soul to be able to sing its clear song without dissonance chiming in, trying to ruin the whole. There is no blame in any of this. Remember, we were all put into the sleeple, even the sheeple state. So, this is just natural. No self-criticism, remember? None at all. Not even self-criticism for self-criticizing. None of that. It is, however, a time to begin to be more and more aware of the state of things. Their true state, not just what appears on the surface there in 3D. We no longer fear to open our eyes now that we're waking up. We actually come into a true enjoyment of truth, no matter what it is. If it's true, that's all that matters. That's sacred. That's holy even. Truth, very close to source. We grow loyal to that, being unwilling to take in any more crap, ours or others' crap. You can let go every worry and concern you may have. Mm-hmm. And as you let them go, you'll be able to see how they were mind things, not things of heart, as we once may have thought them. Heart exists in pure and perfect contentment. Peace with a capital P. Those who find their way in will know what is meant. And for those who haven't, there isn't more to be said of it. It's on you to find your own way within where you can have the direct experience yourself. You are peace. You are love. You are truly an outpost of the divine. If you will, you are that original source beam of the Most High, sent forth in love to comfort the rest. Evict all the interlopers who are so distracting you and filling your mind full of pointless busyness, so that you don't make true contact with inner self, with your heart. It's not really your heart, though. It's just heart. It's the one heart of us all. Find it within. Stop all comparisons of any kind about how pure or impure you or someone else is. Stop trying to figure out where on the spiritual ladder or path you are. Every bit of that is nonsense. It's just a story. Such answers are only called for by mind, who cannot help you on your spiritual journey. Not until you get the mind tamed and cooperative with heart. My heart is your heart. I am you. But until you empty mind out of its current contents, or send it away for a bit, this won't make sense to you. It makes sense to heart, but until you identify with that, with your own higher self, you won't be able to see like this, that you are me and I am you. That's okay. That's your business. Your challenge right now, just to watch and observe. To go within and stick only to self is what you're called on to do. Your biggest job over the coming months is likely to be letting go. Letting go of everything on which you based your former reality. That's what it amounts to. It can be quite daunting if you let mind get a hold and start chewing on it. Just turn away. What mind has to say about any of this is inconsequential. Your business is heart. Just let yourself be, my friends. Sometimes it will seem terribly hard, but other times it'll be a breeze, a piece of cake, as they say. Things will fluctuate for you quite a bit. Sometimes a bit of fear will crop up. Well, don't run away, for heaven's sake. Remember, you are divine. What is such a paltry fear to Source? Quite nothing, I assure you, but you've got to claim that and own it as your reality. You've got to open that door while closing some others I've been speaking about. We're all learning to just allow. It's nothing we've been taught or guided in by anything having to do with 3D. Our best guidance has always come from within. We just weren't quite ready to connect up with it. We didn't know how. Now the way is laid out with as much clarity as I can muster. It seems fairly plain to me, but it won't to you until you too find your way into heart. I hope I don't bore you. Sometimes I seem to be just singing the same song again and again. Yet, sometimes it connects when maybe it didn't before. We can't yet know the why of this, but that doesn't really matter, you know? Your way is made plain any time you're willing to go. Sure, beliefs must be changed and many things let go, but it's nothing to you. Don't forget, you are divine. Namaste.